barrel roll!
If this is your first time hearing that, then you certainly haven't visited the Lilat system in Nintendo Star Fox series. Star Fox, a game where you play as an anthropomorphic fox in space, shooting down enemies in spectacular fashion. Joining you is your squad made up of a hare, a falcon, and a toad. Nintendo recently announced the latest Star Fox game, Star Fox Zero, at E3 2015. But let's jump back in time in this week's Game Facts to when Star Fox landed its Arwing in the gaming world. Star Fox released in 1993 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and took advantage of the Super FX chip designed by Argonaut Games. The Super FX chip helped the Super Famicom and the SNES to better render the graphics required for the game. At the time of the game's release, 3D polygons in a console game was pretty revolutionary, but the engineering ingenuity of Argonaut Games combined with Nintendo's outstanding designs created quite possibly the most technically savvy video game of the 16-bit era. The concept behind the game was inspired by a shrine to a fox god who could fly, which Shigeru Miyamoto visited regularly. Similar to the gameplay of the game, the shrine was accessible through a series of arches. In the game, you take control of Fox in his Arwing and attempt to clear each level filled with obstacles and enemies. The goal is to reach the final level and defeat the antagonist Andross that is holed up on the planet Venom. For its time, Star Fox did well in refreshing the rail shooter genre. A sequel to the game titled Star Fox 2 was also developed, but cancelled to make room for the arrival of the Nintendo 64. Star Fox 64 would then release in 1997 as a second game in the series. It was not a sequel, but more of a reboot of the original Star Fox for the SNES. Gameplay-wise, Star Fox 64 was similar to its predecessor. The new title introduced a new vehicle called the Landmaster and enhanced the power-up and attacks of the vehicles. Star Fox 64 also features a branching level system where more difficult paths in the game are unlocked by completing certain objectives, such as defeating a specific boss or completing the stage within a time limit. The next Star Fox game, Star Fox Adventures, released in 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube. The game, developed by Rare, is predominantly an action-adventure game, with the traditional space shooting the game was built on being limited to small segments. The game was originally set to be a new IP, titled Dinosaur Planet for the N64, but Miyamoto and Nintendo decided to toss on Fox's face and bring it to the GameCube. Adventures introduced a set of new characters, and the blue fox named Crystal, who would join the cast of characters in future titles. While the game received mostly positive reviews, it is often criticized for its departure from the Star Fox titles we were used to. This sentiment will carry on to the next GameCube Star Fox title, Star Fox Assault. Assault takes place a year after Adventures, and plays out as a more action RPG with 3 distinctive gameplays. The game marks the introduction of a new enemy, the Aporoids, insect-like creatures that are part machine, part life form. The Aporoids are led by the Aporoid Queen and are attempting to infect everything that exists in the universe. The game received fairly positive reviews, but was criticized for a multiplayer system that gets fairly dull pretty quick. After Assault, there has been no console release of a Star Fox title. Star Fox Command released for the Nintendo DS in 2006 and is considered a sequel to Assault. A 3DS remake of Star Fox 64 was also released in 2011. But there is hope because Star Fox Zero is projected to release on the Nintendo Wii U console. Until then, feel free to leave a comment on what you would like to see in Star Fox Zero or discuss this video. Also, we'd love to hear what other games you'd like to see us explore. This is Game Facts. Thank you for watching.